Hi, this is Chaplain Tyler, and you're watching this video on You Got This with Tyler. My experiences as a chaplain were really amazing in so many ways. They taught me so much about who we are as humans, the nature of suffering, the nature of hope, the nature of meaning and purpose and identity. And they also taught me a lot about the limitations of our five senses. We are focused on those five senses in our society more than, I don't know, maybe almost any other time in history. And for us, belief is in what we can see or taste or hear or smell, the five senses. And I've learned that those five senses are limited. Every once in a while, there'll be a crossover between the five senses and something that is outside the normal perception of reality. And I want to tell you about one such situation that I was privileged to be a part of. It happened while I was working and doing my practicum in a trauma hospital. I had been having a little bit of difficulty integrating into the particular unit that I was assigned in neurosciences. And so when I was on call on that particular day and got a call to come and be with, she had to be around a 30, 35 or 40-year-old nurse from a different city who was there to be with her elderly grandmother who was dying. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. That time was coming. It was imminent. So I came. It was winter in a Canadian city, so it wasn't the best of weather. And I came around 11 or 11:30 in the evening, and I stayed with the granddaughter, just being there, and we had a really good rapport. I was able to help her laugh and cry, and we prayed, and we knew that her time was coming very, very soon. And because I wanted, for a couple reasons, but I stayed and really was integrated there with her and provided really good support, not only because that's what I wanted to do to begin with, but because I wanted to show and I guess prove that I was willing to do whatever it took to be with and provide the support that was needed. Because I was able to be there, it meant that the nursing staff could relax and they could go on with the rest of their duties on their shift. Well, we talked and sat, and we sat in silence sometimes, and we just sat there. I sat on one side of the bed. The granddaughter sat on the other side of the bed. And we just prayed and were there. During that time, I got to hear a little bit more about who the grandmother was. And it turns out that this grandmother was a very strong, devout, spiritual woman, and who loved God and loved people and was at peace. There was no question about her sense of peace in her spirit or in her heart. So that was good. And as we started getting on towards morning, not quite at the dawn yet, again, we just prayed. We knew, we believed, and it kind of felt like, I don't know how else to say it, it felt like that her time was coming. So we were just praying individually in silence. I had my eyes closed, and the only way that I can describe what I experienced is that when my eyes were closed, I suddenly there was a large flash of light, bright, brilliant light. I opened my eyes and saw briefly at the foot of the bed a very bright light. And I didn't say anything. I didn't have time, because at that moment the grandmother stopped breathing and very, very peacefully passed away. So I closed my eyes again and I kept praying, and about, I don't know how long, about 5-6 minutes later, I guess, I opened my eyes and the granddaughter was staring at me. And I said to her, did you see that? And she went, yes, I saw that there was an angel that came, and he was standing at the foot of the bed, and he was there to take my grandmother home. She saw the actual angel. I saw the light of that angel. My sense of reverence and my sense of humility really grew out of that. And not only did I now see that when somebody dies, it is a holy time. It is a time of passage from one state of existence to another, I believe. I don't know what that looks like, but I had this situation that told me that something occurs. And it showed me that there is a lot that we do not experience, and yet it's true. There's a lot of things we can't perceive, and yet they are there. I've never liked the argument of the philosophical argument that if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? Well, if there's no one to hear it, then we can't prove that it made a sound. That's, I believe, is faulty thinking. We know the law of gravity would cause the tree to fall. We believe that law. We know that law. We also believe and know that when there is an impact of a tree falling, that it makes a large sound. This is a matter of law. This is a matter of proof of principle. It is a wonderful luxury to be able to think philosophically and say, well, if I didn't experience it, it cannot be true. Let's say that somebody grows up in a culture where they don't ever go anywhere outside of their village. And one day a person comes to visit them and talks to them from outside the village. And let's say just hypothetically that they can understand one another. And that person talks to the person of the village about things that they cannot understand or perceive, like traveling in an airplane or watching images on a TV screen, or I don't know, different types of music. All of those things would seem absolutely not only incredible but unbelievable to somebody who doesn't have the perspective. But that's not the point. The point is that my perspective and my experiences are different from yours. Your perspectives are different and your experiences are different than mine. Does that mean that what you experience isn't reality if I don't experience it? Of course not. And same for me. And that's how I feel that this kind of situation is. There's more out there in this reality than we can possibly understand or measure and quantify. We just can't. So that was one experience that really opened my eyes. And I'm going to share two more. That was on the light side, the side of blessing and good and holiness. There were two experiences that I've had that showed me that the other side exists as well. And I will share that with you. I'll share one with you. I'll share both in the next couple of videos. In any event, I hope you feel blessed. I hope that you feel a little bit more in awe and have more reverence for that which we cannot understand and see. And may you be blessed this day. And remember, I see you, I believe in you, and you got this. Take care.